It is now day 9 of the cruise, day 10 of vacation, and there's only 2 more days, or 3 more days after this, technically, but only one port day after this. But we are in our second to last port of Tortola. When we first got here, it was raining, so thankfully it looks like the rain's letting up a bit, so hopefully it's not going to affect our excursion any. But we docked here at 7 a.m., so that means it is... Oh, no, I guess we docked here at 6 a.m., my bad, because it is currently 6:48, or 6:38, and it's very, very early, but... Today, Tori and I have our escape to Jost Van Dyke. We've been there before, but we absolutely love it there. We're hoping that we're not going to be too early so that we can still get a lobster quesadilla for lunch, because there's a shack there that is spectacular. They also have really, really good painkillers there, so we'll be drinking a lot of those. As long as it doesn't get canceled. But the waves don't look that bad, so even if it is raining, I think we'll make the best of it. So yesterday was our visit to St. Thomas, the U.S. Virgin Islands. So day started off kind of normal. Woke up and went to the Summer Palace for breakfast. I just had my salmon bagel, and I also got an order of, you can order like assorted muffins and danishes, and so I got that and had a cinnamon roll and a really, really good cranberry orange muffin. So breakfast is great, no complaints. And then after that, we decided to get off the ship before our excursion, because our excursion wasn't until 11, but the ship docked at 9. So we got off and just shopped for about an hour or so, and then came back, dropped our stuff off, and then we had about another 45 minutes to an hour to kill until our excursion. So we got back off the ship and went to a bar that's right at the beginning of... It's at the end of the pier, but at the beginning of the actual dock part. And we tried Carib, C-A-R-I-B, beer, which I guess is the beer that's made right here in the Virgin Islands. So it's very good. It tastes a lot like the other two Caribbean beers. Put pictures up or whatever. But the only one that's really tasted different was Montana, because that one was much more closer to like a Dos Equis or a Modelo. The other three all kind of tasted just like different variations of a Corona, but better. So after we waited for a bit, we started our excursion, and our excursion was a catamaran sail and snorkel with champagne. So the way it worked is on the way out to the place that we were snorkeling at, first off, the island that we were at was called St. Thomas. I can't remember the name of the actual town we were at, but we were going to the other main island of the Virgin Islands called St. John, which was about 45-minute boat ride away. So the seas were fine. It was kind of cool. You get to go through the strait in between the two U.S. Virgin Islands, and you can see the water like get a lot rougher once you start going into the strait, because it's way deeper and there's more turbulence. So we went to St. John, and I got to see an eagle ray and a sea turtle while we were snorkeling. I also almost got left behind because I like to explore, and I guess I went to explore right before they were about to take everybody back, and essentially they had this dinghy that was ferrying people to and from a beach that we were right next to, and my wife said, "Is this the last dinghy?" And they said, "Yeah, we're going to go back and come back one more time." And she said, "Shoot, I got to go make sure that my husband doesn't get left behind." So she ran to the other side of the beach, waved at me. I came in. She said, "We're leaving." And I said, "Oh, shoot." So I took off my flippers and ran down the beach. And I didn't get on the dinghy because there were a lot of old people. I'm like, I can swim. And by the time I got to the boat, it was about the same time as the dinghy did. So, nope, didn't get left behind, thankfully. But yeah, like I said, I got to see tons of fish. Got to see, I think they called them hibachi is the name of the fish. They were like yellow fish that swam in groups, and I guess you can't catch them close to the coast. You have to catch them further off, and they're apparently really good eating. I also got to see something that I thought was a red snapper, but the guide told me it was something else. Like I said, the eagle ray and a sea turtle. So got to see a lot of really cool stuff while we were snorkeling. But then we got back on the ship, and they gave us like just essentially like stripped down charcuterie. It had, excuse me, that's gross. But they had like 3 bowls of thinly sliced salami. They had a giant tray of crackers, and then they had like 4 rows of like cheddar, mozzarella, Swiss, and probably another cheddar like type of cheese. So very basic, but they were also serving rum punch and champagne, or you could mix them together to what they call the ramosa, which is what Tori and I did. I had 4, she had 5. We were gone by the time we got back to the ship. I'll probably put in a clip here, and you can tell that we've been imbibing heavily. But we were so exhausted after the excursion, because I mean, I was probably swimming for a solid 40-50 minutes, and like I got pretty, you can't really tell in this light, but I got pretty burnt, especially on the back of my neck. Tori applied sunscreen better than I did, so she didn't get nearly as burnt. But we came back and we watched a bit of the Blues game. They lost 8-3. I checked out initially whenever we were down 6-1, and then Tori kept watching it, and we scored twice. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. And then they scored again to make it 8-3, and I'm like, this isn't worth it. They're playing awful. Both Bennington and Hofer. Originally, I think Hofer was in, and then he got pulled, and Bennington didn't do too much better. So I guess you can only pull your goalie once and actually win a year, like we did back on Wednesday against Arizona. But anyway, we got the Blackhawks game tomorrow, so hopefully that one we should possibly win. And if we can't beat the Blackhawks, that's a huge problem. Though, Blackhawks did just beat the Leafs, so who knows what that means. So we got, after we watched the game, we wanted to have our anniversary dinner last night, because we got like this card that gets us a special cake. But Tori looked at me and said, I don't want to dress up. I just want to go in what we're in right now. I'm like, that's fine. We don't have to dress up for our anniversary dinner. So we went there, and I got the, what did I do last night? Oh, my appetizer was a certain type of cheese soup that I'd never heard of the word before. Was it like citron? It wasn't sour or anything like that, but it was some citrelle. I cannot remember. There was a type of cheese soup that I got that was delicious. It tasted a lot like potato soup, a little bit actually, but it was, I think it had apples in it as well. They like putting apples in soup for some reason. But it worked. I enjoyed it. And then for my appetizer, I think I had, did I do another tartare last night? I believe so. I think it was another beef tartare. And then for my entree last night, I got the garlic shrimp, because I wasn't too hungry and I just wanted something kind of basic. And it was delicious. It came with like a nice polenta rice, and the shrimp was perfectly cooked. But then I didn't want anything too heavy, because we were getting that anniversary cake, and I'll show a picture of it now, but it was not exactly the same as last time, but it was similar to what it was the first time we got it for our anniversary. Because the last time we got it, I think it was a vanilla cream icing. This time it was a chocolate cream icing again. And it's not quite buttercream, because it's too light for that, but it tastes just like buttercream. So we absolutely loved our dinner. Oh, and we got to meet a very, very nice Canadian couple that were sitting next to us during dinner. That, I mean, we talked to pretty much the whole time. I think their name were Jim and Sally. They were from Toronto. They were lovely. They were very conversational. We talked about hockey. We talked about baseball. We talked about the cruise. It was a lot of fun. Oh, and on the excursion, I met a lot of cool people. So first off, another Jimmy. This guy, I think 3 of the people I met were named Jim. Maybe that's just the default name picked around here. I don't know. So the guy I met on the boat, his name is Jimmy, is this really cool looking dude with giant like dreadlocks and like a really like scraggly beard. He looked like he belonged in the island, like he had been living there for a while, and he has. So he is originally from Illinois, randomly, same as me, from a town, or his family's from a town called Ava, which I actually know. It's like between Centralia and Carbondale, but that's where his family is from. And he said he grew up in the Chicago area, and then went to school at or his brother went to school at SAUC, and I went to school at SAUE. But he ended up originally going for engineering in school, dropped out because of differential equations. I understand, but and then he eventually settled in Colorado doing I think he said like lab work for a cannabis company. And then after that, his brother started like a solar company, a solar power installation company all across the Midwest, and brought him on to do logistics. And so his main home is in Montana, but he works completely remote. So he just goes on trips like this. He said his buddy, who was actually the captain of the ship that we did our excursion on yesterday, called him up a few weeks ago and said, "Hey, I'm in Grenada. You want to come help or hang out for a while and maybe help me out with a few jobs?" And he's like, "Sure." So he flew down to Grenada, I think, and then they sailed 2.5 days up to the Virgin Islands earlier this week. He like showed me all the pictures of it and stuff about how they like lost their autopilot at one point and had to like actually use a compass. But now he's just kind of chilling in the Virgin Islands until he has to go back to Montana for any reason. I followed his Instagram. He was great. Shout out to Jimmy. I'm going to be following you. You sound like you have a really fun life. So he was great. And then on the bus ride back to the port after the catamaran, because you have to go all across the island, and that bus ride in and of itself was a bit of an adventure. But we met a really, really nice couple from Canada as well. The guy's name was Jim, and he was from Toronto. And the woman's name was, don't remember because it was a very, very pretty name that I'd never heard before, and it was also, I think, French because she was from Montreal. But they were really, really fun to talk to. We just talked about the trip, just about, what's kind of funny is they were just talking about, like, in general, sometimes whenever you go on a cruise and you talk to Canadian or you talk to Americans, you don't necessarily know where the conversation's going to go, because apparently Americans really like to talk politics whenever you just mention the slightest bit. And so they kind of looked at us like, what type of political, like, trying to feel us out. And I'm like, I'm pretty well learned. I know the difference between a Trudeauite and a Rob Ford fan. I kind of know a little bit about Canadian politics, and I really have zero interest in American politics, so you're cool. So they were like, "Oh, thank God, we don't have to worry about that." But we had a great conversation with them, and they also told us about the couple that was behind us on the bus, who were from Denmark, and so we talked to them as well. I will not be able to remember their names. I'm sorry, but he was a hoot. He was also rather slosh like I was, and then Tori talked to his wife a little bit. I did too, but mainly since the guy was closer to me, I was just talking to him. So they were incredible. So we got to meet Jim, and his wife, the Danish couple, and then also the other Canadian couple at dinner. So we were just very conversational yesterday. My mom would be proud. But anyway, so after dinner, Tori was exhausted. We were initially going to try and like listen to some like artists and stuff, but instead we decided we're just going to try like $40 at the casino and see what happens. And for the first time all cruise, I got an amazing bonus. I got over, I think it was 120. Yeah, so like I was up 50, and then I spent one more 20, and now I'm up 30. So I expected to be down gambling this trip, and right now I'm up, and I might just stop there so that I stay up. So, but yeah, after that, Tori went to bed. She was very, very tired, and I went to the Bliss Lounge and did a couple things of karaoke. I did Benny and the Jets, and then because it was really, really dead, like everybody was doing slow songs, I wanted to increase the energy. I did All My Life by Foo Fighters, which they called All of My Life. I don't think that's right, but I saw it, I'm like, it's probably the same song, and it was. Anyway, that was yesterday, and then today we got Jost Van Dyke. Hopefully today is not nearly as filled with like energy required activities, because we are both very sore. We both had to take Tylenol, and hopefully we'll be able to get through the day, but I think we'll be fine. Should be a great second to last port day, 10th day of 10th day of vacation. I don't know. I think it's Sunday. No, it's not even Sunday. It's Saturday. I do not know my days anymore. But loving this cruise. It's so much fun. Still about probably 10 minutes away, but closer. Further out of the distance. Here's the north side of St. John. That might be St. Thomas in this side. So, not only have I had 2 painkillers already, but I just got me a painkiller latte with Grand Marnier, coconut rum, pineapple, espresso, cold foam, and nutmeg. You wouldn't think pineapple, coconut, and espresso actually goes together, but it really does. It's delicious. Absolutely love these. And I'm pretty sure it's only 11 a.m. So we're gonna have to have a nap. Just got back from Jost Van Dyke. Ship leaves in like 15 minutes. We barely got back. We're like the last group coming back.
You're really shaky there, babe.
I know I'm very shaky.
How many? 5?
6.
I've had 5. 6.
No, because I had yours, the last of your rum punch on the way back. So 6.
Goodness gracious.
Oh man, come to the Virgin Islands. You'll get plastered and have an amazing time. I keep hitting you, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm used to his arms flailing everywhere.
I have long arms and I'm expressive.
Did you get my towel too?
Yes, it's on my shoulder.
Okay.
Just rewatched my video from this morning. I am not in fact fine. I had too much to drink and I'm tired and nauseous and she's laughing at me.
I'm all dressed up and he wanted to go back to the room.
I told her she can go do what she
I
wants.
don't want to go dance by myself. No.
No, an 11-day cruise.
It gets
takes,
ya.
It takes an idea.
You look so sad.
I'm mad because I can't hang.
It's only what, 8:30? It's 8:30.
Go on an 11-day cruise. You'll have a great time.